Are we getting ready to see Bitcoin take another big move to the upside? Or is this mean more capitulation for us, and is Bitcoin going a little bit lower? Maybe back to that 4,500 level. Well, if that sounds interesting, y'all, please stick around for the video. Hopefully y'all enjoy the content. I go over Bitcoin videos every single day on this channel. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that way y'all can be updated every single day that I make a Bitcoin video. And let's go ahead and get started. All right, so we're taking a look at the 15-minute time frame right now. If y'all are brand new to this channel, I use the market Cipher indicator by CryptoFace. So if y'all are interested in that, please go check out his channel. I have some links down in the description box below too, if y'all are interested. So we're taking a look at the 15-minute time frame here. We can see that we're getting a red dot right now. Money flow is still kind of in the green, although we are kind of rounding off just a tad bit. We're going to see how much this red dot will take us down to. We actually entered a long position right back over here in my private trading group, which you can access if you're interested in. I think some people probably took the profit up here. I slept on BTC, which is a mistake. I missed my exit, but we're gonna see whether or not the charts are telling us that maybe if we could run back to the upside real quick or not. If not, hey, if we make a little bit of a leg move back to the upside, I have a pretty good entry, so I'm not too worried about it. And we can decide what the next play needs to be for my trading group as well, right? So let's go. So we can see right now that we're currently trending below our 13 EMA. We did have a little bit of a death cross here, and I had stayed up for a while. I was pretty tired last night, but I was waiting for this bullish cross to happen. It looks like we finally got it in the wee hours of the night. I should have probably just drank an energy drink and stayed up, right? But that's what you get sometimes when you forget that you have a position open. Anywho, so we did have our death cross back here on our 15-minute. We're going to see maybe some consolidation here. We've currently just been riding this trend line that we broke out of when we hit that 7,300 level way back here. So we actually called this long back here on that 7,300. I took profit at around 7K, and then I think some of my other people in the trading group actually all rode this all the way up to 7,300. So they did really, really well on that one there too, and then they ended up shorting it back down. I had a lot of things. I was pretty busy, so I think we took another long position back here. This was the other short that we rode all the way down here too. So. But now we're currently trying to evaluate the market and see what's going to happen here. So looking at our 15-minute time frame, we can see that we're putting in a little bit of a red dot. We're going to see how low it rides. We're still being held up by our green money flow right now. So that's a good indication that it might not be a huge sell-off, but let's see what happens. This is our 30-minute time frame. Money flow is kind of rounding off just a tad bit here. So that could also mean a little bit more of a sell-off too. It looks like we're kind of putting in somewhat of a triangle channel here. So I'll draw this out for us. Let's see. Maybe somewhat of a triangle channel that we have kind of supporting us here. Could be a descending triangle, but we'll have to evaluate this just a little bit more and see what we can draw out there. So I'll go over the charts a little bit later. I just wanted to push a video out for everyone too. And then let's take a look at our 45-minute time frame. Money flow is kind of rounding off just a tad bit here, indicating that there could be a little bit of a sell-off. Maybe we come back down into this channel. Currently getting a little bit of a squeeze here between our 13 and our 100 as well. Let's see what happens there. And then as we go into our 1 hour, we can also see that we are currently trending below our 13, maybe trying to get another squeeze between our 100 as well. Money flow is still pretty heavily into the green, so kind of holding us afloat for us, at least right now, to maybe just keep us above this trend line support here of that triangle that we were in not too long ago, this past week. If y'all are brand new to this channel, I do have a trading group that we trade very often. I recently just changed the price on here. For April, you're getting a special discount right now. So I understand there's a lot of economic times right now that people can't afford certain things, or they're only willing to do so much. So I've lowered the price for April, 35% off as of right now. Y'all can go ahead and join us in there. You're gonna have access to my Patreon page, which will have all my private videos in there, and then also I'll give you access to the trading group channel and Discord. So there's our Discord server, and then inside of the Discord server, there's a private channel in there for our trading group, right? So if y'all want to go ahead and get signed up for that, come in there and make some profit with us, and I'll see y'all in there eventually, right? And then also, if y'all want to just feel free to sign up for the free newsletter. It's just an easy way to keep in touch with me if anything was to happen on YouTube or whatever, some platforms maybe go down or something like that. This is an easy way for me to get in contact with y'all to let y'all know what my plan is for the future, and take over with the revolution of the crypto and cryptocurrencies. So I'll also give y'all private videos that I give my Patreon members probably a few weeks afterwards as well too. If y'all want to just go ahead and sign up for the newsletter, it's free. I do giveaways every once in a while as well. I'll look forward to seeing y'all as a newsletter subscriber. The Discord server is free, links in the description box. Also, the Telegram announcements are free as well too. So check those out, and you can stay up to date with what I have going on. And then, so we have our squeeze probably within our 1 hour here. We're gonna see what happens, whether we get a squeeze to the upside or downside. It's really just because our money flow is kind of holding us up here still, even on our 2 hour. I would say that we could probably range back down between maybe that 65 or 6,600 level. That could be a nice little range for us, being that we are getting another drop below our 13, and then our 100 here could maybe give us another squeeze up to the top side. And so money flow is still kind of holding us afloat for us right now on the 1 hour as well. And then we can go into our 4 hour here, and then also see that trying to stay afloat right now. Our 4 hour still was in the red money flow right now. Looks like we did get a little bit more of a thicker money flow down here for us in our 4 hour. But that could end up being that we still come back up or come back lower to maybe test that 100 EMA, depending on how much we drop below this EMA here. So if y'all are interested in my whales buy sell signals that I have, those are custom indicators that I specifically tell my Patreon members how to set those up. And also the Aldo EMAs, which allow you to have a few different EMAs on there. You can customize them however you want, but it is a custom code that I have set up, and y'all can check that out in the Patreon page as well. All right, so we're gonna go into our 6 hour here. So our 4 hour was the only time frame that was super heavily into the red for us right now. And then we can also see here on our 6 hour, our money flow, we did want to have like a little green uptrend, and we did have that with us moving up into that 7.3 area. Now we are getting a little bit of a slight pullback. Money flows back into the red. We can also see that our blue wave's also kind of moving down on us a little bit here. So we haven't quite gotten that bullish cross just yet with our EMAs, but this is something that I would expect to happen probably. We could see a little bit of rejection between our two EMAs here, but I would like to see our bullish cross happen here, and then maybe continue a little bit further to the upside. So we're going to have to see how much of a rejection we have. If there is a rejection at all, we could come back down, maybe get back inside this triangle, and then swoop back to the upside too. I would say that, we've been kind of making a steady trend line here for us as well ever since that, back in that sell-off there. And then also we could draw another trend line way back over here maybe. I would say that that's okay. We'll probably see something break maybe, what is that, April 7th maybe? So maybe not until Monday or something like that, which is fair. We did have our CME close at 6,800 yesterday. So right at 6,800 is when the CME closed, as y'all can see in this top right-hand corner. And that'll leave us probably in this range for a little bit longer. If we close, below 6,800 or above it, we'll have to, I would imagine that we'll probably fill that gap pretty quickly. We do have another big gap, I think, at about 9,500. So there's also say that, if we do have a run up, we could go back up and refill that gap from our big drop off that we had here down to that 3,800 level, right? So that's something that we have to be acknowledged about, just because we know that the CMEs like to manipulate price to fill those gaps as well too. And so we can see 6 hour still not really heavily into the money flow here, but we could probably see some consolidation out just to the side, maybe ride this bullish cross just a tad bit longer. So maybe over the weekend we don't see a lot of price movement. We could just be ranging here over the weekend for the most part, and then maybe by Monday we'll see something that might happen, right? So we do have a sell signal here on our 6 hour as well. I think we had our buy signal all the way up until, that was a sell. So we had this buy signal back on our 1 hour, but as of right now, we're not getting any more buy signals just yet. Mostly just our sell signals are popping off right now. And then once we get into our 8 hour, we did have our last buy signal back here. Currently getting a nice little squeeze here, as you can see. Also our Darth Maul wicks with the little doji candle happening here, right in between our 100 and our 13. So that was pretty precise. That's why I like these EMAs so much. I used to use the 21, but now I've moved over, started using the 13, and it just kind of lines up with the charts a little bit more for me. So I like that I can just tell when the bullish crosses are happening, when the death crosses are happening as well too. And so we can see here on our 8 hour, we're also starting to get that movement to the upside on our money flow. So I could see us definitely ranging for right now at least, which is at about 60, what is that, 6,600, so 6,650, and then our 100 EMA is at about 6,900. So we had that push back up to 6,900 where I slept in on BTC, and then we have this bottom range at about 6,650. So that's just something that we need to be aware of, that this we could be ranging here just for probably over the weekend, which is fine. It'll probably give us a chance to maybe, have whatever entry or your position is, whether you want to short this at 6,900 or long it at 6,500 is totally up to you. My trading group already knows what my plan is for this, and we are set up for the move to happen. So we are totally ready for it. If y'all do want to upgrade your trading view plan, I have the premium plan, which allows me to have unlimited indicators on the screen. It also allows me to have unlimited alerts set as well. I would at least recommend you have the Pro Plus plan if you are using Market Cipher. So I actually show my Patreon members how to get 50 to 60% off of all these plans here. So it's a super simple way, but I have the video inside of the Patreon page as well if y'all want to check that out. Use the link in the description box below if y'all do want to upgrade to help support the channel. That would be awesome, and I'd really appreciate it. With that being said, I am working on a trading bot right now with 3 commas. So 3 commas allows you to make DCA bots, and you can use it on different leverage exchanges, non-leverage exchanges. But right now I'm currently working on a bot with the ByBit exchange. So far so good on that. I'm just trying to keep an eye on it, making sure all the parameters are set and everything. So if y'all are interested in trying to create your own bot to DCA into the market, or however you want to do it, check out 3 commas, link down in the description box below. I will be releasing that video on how I set up at least my bot to the Patreon page as well in the near-term future. So look forward to seeing that. And then also, if your plan is to just buy and hodl and not trade, I would at least recommend a ledger, so that way you can store your BTC on it. Someone messaged me the other day and they were telling me that they have this amount of BTC and they want to trade with this amount, but they have it on this exchange. Should they put it over onto this exchange to trade it or whatever? And what I told them was that That's a lot of BTC to be holding on an exchange. You need to move that over to a ledger right away and get that off of the exchange. Remember, not your keys, not your coins. And then also, if you have it in a cold storage device, it just eliminates you trying to risk your DCA position of Bitcoin in the market, right? We only want to risk so much when trading, and you want to make sure that you're only risking maybe 20% of your portfolio, if even that, right? So you know, that was a big major thing. I was like, get that off of the exchange, put it on a ledger right away. I think right now Ledger is giving away a free Ledger Nano S when you buy an X. So you can use the link in the description box to help support the channel. That would be awesome as well. So right now we're getting that maybe ranging area on our 8 hour here. So that's a cool, I didn't really look at that too much. So that's kind of nice to see that there. Here in our 12 hour, we're kind of moving into that greenish money flow, as you can see here. So another key indication that we could be kind of moving up to the top side here, maybe at that 7,200 area. That's where we topped out at last time. So we could see another push back up. It does look like our 13 EMA is kind of riding up here, and then we're getting pushed down by our 100. So we could probably see a nice little squeeze or range back up here into that area once we get into this greenish territory with our money flow, right? And then as we move into our 21 hour, we can also, I think we had our last buy signal back here. Yep, that was our buy signal. It looks like everything's been a buy signal all the way from our 6 hour, I think, or from our 8 hour up has been a nice little buy signal for us. So I would imagine that we probably won't get any more sell signals just because of our range that's happening right here, unless we have a big major sell-off, I mean, which could happen, right? So we got to be ready for anything in this market. And then we can see our 12 hour also. Okay, so we're on our 21 hour, right? And we're moving all the way up here, maybe to our 100 EMA, which is at about 7,200-ish area. And then as we go into our daily, we can also, I think our 21 was also kind of moving into that greenish money flow for us a little bit too. Yep. Kind of getting a little bit of a top out here on our blue wave. We'll see if we probably have some more consolidation out to the side right now too as well. And also on our 1 day, we can see that money flow just doesn't know exactly what it wants to do just yet. Kind of giving us a little Christmas tree pattern here for the most part. Maybe wanting to top out here on our blue wave, but still looks like it has a little bit more momentum to the upside right now. We did have a buy signal here, 100 EMA sitting at about 7,700. So, you know, ever since we got above this key EMA here, I think that we could probably come back up and, you know, we could have some room to the upside depending on how much we want to hug this EMA down here at about 6,500. So as we start to move back to the top side, we can see that, or to the higher time frames, 2 day hasn't quite started trending above that recent EMA here, but we can start to push our way back with our blue wave also kind of moving momentum to the upside, and then as it starts to look a little bit more bullish here on our 2 day too as well, that's just something that we need to be aware of. So things are looking interesting right now, to say the least. But like I said, my trading group is ready and set up for the next play. So I hope you are too. We use ByBit on that, mostly on our trading, in our trading group. So I encourage at least all my trading members to get familiar with ByBit if they haven't. This is my go-to platform. It's probably the simplest platform to use for the most part. I think the fees are a little bit higher than Binance. I haven't really messed with Binance too much, but you can feel free to mess with whatever platform you're curious in, and just make sure that you know exactly what buttons do what, because I know a lot of these exchanges can just be like overwhelming when you first look at them too. I know when I first looked at an exchange and like how to trade, or how to, you know, even to get into altcoins, which was like a couple of years ago, I was like, what the heck? Like, I had no idea what I was doing. But as you get more familiar with each exchange and platform, then you can be like, oh, okay, like I remember like how to trade this and this. And there's other websites that you can use, like simpleswap.io. That's a really nice one if you just want to get into certain altcoins or whatever. And then I think, Exodus wallet is a good one too, just to do easy trades and not have to go through exchanges for them. They do all the exchange trading in the background for you. You just have a nice little GUI platform to make the exchange simple for yourself, at least, and then they take care of the background process. But anyways, sorry to get off on a tangent. If you do get signed up with ByBit using the link in the description box, ask them how to access the testnet. It's the testnet will just allow you to use fake BTC to start trading. It'll get you familiar with the platform, learn what limit orders and market orders are, learn how to ladder your orders, learn a little bit more about managing your leverage during a trade too as well. So these are all key factors that you need to know when you start to trade a little bit, right? Especially leverage trading. And then also Prime XBT allows you to trade certain commodities. Someone told me that you can't use this in the USA anymore. So that was news to me, but haven't done my full research on it. I'll just go by their word. But also you can leverage trade different commodities such as S&P 500, gold and silver, and some fiat currencies, all using Bitcoin. So kind of interesting that, you can use Bitcoin to leverage trade all these different other fiat currencies, and as well as crude oil, gold and silver, S&P 500. So cool stuff there, right? Check that out if y'all are interested. I use the Brave browser on my channel to browse the web. I get paid out in BAT token every single month. So there was an ad that popped up in the bottom right hand corner. I just clicked that, and then at the end of the month I'll get a percentage of BAT token by clicking those ads. So you can opt in and out of it, but the Brave browser is a super lightweight browser. It's ad-free browsing experience for the most part. And it's super simple. It's definitely the crypto enthusiast browser if y'all want to use it. So let's go back into the charts just really quick. We'll jump back into our, we'll go back into our other chart here. Bitstamp just gives us a little bit more data on what's going on here for our 2-day. And then we'll turn back on our whales buy sell signal. Cool. So we had our buy signal way back here. Looks like it's been holding up pretty well for the most part. I think we ran all the way back up to that 7K area. Yep, and now we're back here. So even if you had gotten in at 7K with this, where it gave us this buy signal with the volume, you would still see this here. So we are having a little bit of trickle off on volume here as well too. It's something to be very noticeable, but Sin Crypto talks about this a lot too as well. Shout out to Sin Crypto. I've learned so much from this guy. He's an incredible teacher when it comes to this stuff too. So y'all can check out his channel. I have the links down in the description box if y'all are interested. But he talks about, and one key factor is that when volume starts to trickle off like this, you can expect a big move to come. And probably if volume's trickling off and price movement is to the upside, that's a bearish indication for us. So we could see something of another sell-off that might happen here if volume continues to trickle off. But as you can see, our money flow is starting to move to the top side too. So we could also see a nice little spike in green volume to maybe eliminate this out as well too, our big sell volume that we had here on our 2-day. And then as we start to get into our 3-day, still have some buy signals happening here all the way up until our 5-day. We know we were anticipating that death cross that was going to happen. It looks like we won't know for sure until we get into the rest of this week, maybe going into next week. So I did want to see where exactly this was right now. And it looks like the death cross could be happening, but we are still feeling a little bit of bullish momentum to the upside. So even during this death cross, which is a lot of things that like to happen sometimes in this market, people in the anticipation of the death cross, or the anticipation of either a bullish cross or death cross, sometimes there will be a big dump or a big spike in price movement right before it happens. And as you can see, we've had that big spike up to 7,300. So whether or not we continue to push back up to retest maybe that 100 EMA at about 7,700 before this death cross happens. That's a strong possibility as well. And then maybe going on into next week, we could see a little bit more bearishness. But also, you know, sometimes, you know, that played out maybe like 3 times in the charts. You know, you can't really base everything off of that. So we are going to take it into consideration on my channel, to say the least, but we are also not going to, you know, just play based off of that, right? You can see that our sell volume here is starting to tangentially move to the side, and then also maybe move around to the top side there as well. So just some key noticeabilities. Looks like we're going to have a green dot here as well. Last time we got this cross, we got a little bit of fake out here, green dot, red dot, right? So a little bit of Christmas tree patterns, and we'll just have to see. It looks like our VWAP is definitely moving in an upwards trajectory right now. And I would say that it's moving pretty strongly to the top side there with momentum on that VWAP. So someone asked me the other day, do I look at VWAP on Cipher B at all? And yeah, every once in a while. Usually I'll look at it on the higher time frames. On the lower time frames, it's just too much of a price movement. And every time this VWAP crosses over the 0 pivot, it's going to either put in a green dot or a red dot on your blue wave. So that's just another noticeable factor, right? And then as we move into our weekly time frame, no buy signal on our weekly. 6-day has a buy signal. So it's just something to be acknowledged of. By the end of this week, these will be confirmed, whether or not they're buy signals or not. So that's just something to be a key acknowledgement of, right? So with that being said, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. If y'all stuck around for the video this long, comment 5-day chart down below. So I appreciate those comments, because it just lets me know that people are actually watching till the end here. I think that a lot of people look forward to these videos, especially at the end as well, just to see what I have on my charts and what they're kind of saying too. So like I said, I do have the Patreon membership is available for you to sign up for. It's a 35% off discount for April. So I would encourage y'all to at least get signed up for April. That will be your locked in price, the price I have listed there, going on for forever, basically, until you decide to cancel or whatever. So you'll get that price for the rest of the months that you're in our group for. So I'll look forward to seeing y'all in there. I hope April is a good month for y'all. I hope that everyone's staying safe out there and just doing their own due diligence with taking care of their families and friends, right? And also compounding that BTC, baby, and DCAing into these markets. So with that being said, CTO signing out, CryptoTakeOver signing out. I'll see y'all on the next one. Like, comment, subscribe, baby.